Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me for the show is Rohan Chaudhary, Bharat Ramraj, and Abhishek Sharma. Now, the IPL is on,
Abhishek
lots is
Mishra.
happening. Huh?
Abhishek Sharma is playing IPL.
Oh, sorry, Abhishek Mishra is with us. I always call him Abhishek Sharma for some reason. But yes, the IPL is on. Lots is happening, but let that not take you away from the fact that there are some also incredible things happening for Indian athletics, for Indian sport in general. When we talk about an Ayush Shetty, a young man in badminton rising, now he has stormed into the Badminton Asia Championship final after a brilliant win. On the other hand, yesterday in Delhi at the JLN Stadium, you had the Athletics Series 3, where we saw some of India's biggest names come out. Not a Neeraj Chopra, of course. Everyone's waiting for him every single time we mention athletics. But Sachin Yadav was out there, Kishore Jaina was out there, Niharika Vashisht was out there, Hima Das was out there, making a comeback. So lots of names to be talked about here. Rohan, I'll start with you. Ayush Shetty, the way that he performed. And we have been talking about him and mentioning him as the next big thing in men's singles when it comes to badminton. I had spoken to, some officials in the Badminton Association of India 2 years ago. This is something I'm alluding to, like 2 years ago, and they had said that while it does look like that there's nothing happening in the men's single area, there is one talent. His name is Ayush Shetty, and now it's proving to be true.
Well, absolutely. It's a fantastic achievement so far that he have gone after 1965, Dinesh Khanna. But if you see, Gargi, what's very saddening is that we don't have a live coverage, live broadcast of this tournament. We have to go into some weird links and then see the matches online. And it's really disheartening to see. But what Ayush has done so far, even if whatever the result today is against Shi Yuki, but he haven't won a match against Shi. But whatever happens today, it is a fantastic achievement in itself. Yesterday, I did a story talking to one of the vice presidents of the BAI, Shekhar Biswas. He was a former player, now the vice president of the Badminton Association of India. He mentioned one thing, that Ayush is currently at world rank 25, but he is soon to break the top 16. And the way he is going, it's really, and he has that advantage of the huge height, 6 feet 5 inches tall, and he gets that advantage like Victor Axelsen, and he is soon to break the top 16 and will be a top contender going forward to LA. And before LA, we have the Asian Games also, and it creates a healthy competition among the ecosystem. We have other men single players who have done fantastically well in the recent past. We had Laksha a month back, but such performances actually push the other players also to do better, and it energizes the entire ecosystem, and we get a healthy competition, which will in turn help us with the Asian Games coming up soon. Gargi.
Bharat, what are your thoughts on Ayush beating defending champion Kunwalut, and the way that he's been rising in the past year? It's been refreshing to watch because these are tough times for Indian badminton. There have been some good times, but there isn't anyone who is taking or storming the badminton world. In All England semi-final, it was Lakshya Sen who unfortunately did not go on to win the title. But at the same time, those were positive signs. And now with what Ayush Shetty is doing, it has also brought a lot of attention back to badminton.
Yeah, as it has already been noted by my colleague that he's very tall. He's about 6 feet 5 inches, 6 feet 4 inches. He hits a lot of deep smashes. That's what I've seen. But another thing to notice about this particular player is he can also stay low, play quite low. What I've seen for a period of time in badminton is if you're very tall, then at least some of them struggle to play a little bit low. But I think this particular player can do that as well. So that tells you that I think he has a bright future ahead of him. Yes, I understand. He has been currently coached by, I think, Adi Prathama. The PV Sindhu also has been getting coached by Adi Prathama. So she also basically praised him by saying that he's a very talented player, upcoming player. So I think he can, even break into top 10, not just top 16, because he has the raw materials, as I noted, not just about his height, even if it is about someone staying a little bit low. I think he's pretty good at defensive skills as well. So he's on the right path. Hopefully, we'll get to see more of him because Indian badminton needs someone like Ayush Shetty to just climb up the staircase of success.
Abhishek, you have also been following Ayush for a long time. We have bumped shoulders at the India Open every single time that it's happened. How do you see his rise? How do you see his journey?
His rise is really fantastic, but in his career, he has shown flashes of brilliance in patches. Not, consistency is something that I used lagged. And sometime when he gets the going, he always perform really good. Just look at that, how is this particular year has gone for Ayush. He did not do well anywhere. Some round of 32 exits, one pre-quarter final, something like that. But here he gets the going and he started beating 2024 champion, BSc champion, 2025 champion. So right now he's really doing good. And today against the CUG, I feel that he needs to go with a sustained aggression. He's a good deceptive net play as well. I feel that he makes his job really well today. To counter C, because that's, I feel sometimes that he has one of the best defensive game in the world. So he has the Lakshya Sen as example. Just look, just go and look some highlights and just adapt it and do. Although the dynamics and the playing thing is different for him, but like Lux plays differently. Ayush has height advantage and anything else, but yeah, you need to analyze and do it well, and history is waiting for him, I think.
Just adding a small point, just one point. This PV Sindhu herself, who just adds a point to what I basically said. What also stands out is his defensive instinct. He stays very low, reads the shuttle well. I think this is the key point to look at because not all tall players do that, but Ayush Shetty seems to be pretty good with the defensive instinct as well, right? Or at least on the right path.
And also, he's right now training, alongside Irwansa, the coach of PB Sindhu as well. And
Yes.
there are two batches at the center of, badminton excellence, and Ayush is part of one such thing. So it's still a great thing. Like Irwansa started working with Ayush, and we see the result. Before that, it was different, but just before the badminton Asia championship, Irwansa started sitting on chair. When the match is going on, and it really helped Ayush to understand the situation, because the way we have seen, he toppled 3 top 10 settlers. So the player difference was minimal, which I think it wants a fix, and now it's going good.
Rohan, let's talk about the athletics series as well. This is an important preseason ahead of the Commonwealth Games and the Asian Games as well. And what's more important is the fact that with JLN and India finally having a Mondo track, domestic performances can finally reflect and accurately reflect what these performers can do in international conditions as well. So it gives us a more realistic idea of what will happen. Of course, yesterday and day before yesterday as well, yesterday we saw Animesh Kujur, winning the 100 meters with clocking 10.27, and we also saw Tajinder Pal Singh Toor, who I think had his best effort in nearly 3 years. We're seeing Niharika do well, who breached the mark that is required for the Asian Games. But of course, the qualification remains in the hands of the federation. But how are you looking at some of the performances?
Well, firstly, to start with, when you mentioned the Mondo track, when we covered the Para Athletics World Championship last year in September, it was the first event, I believe, after the track was installed, both in the main ground and also in the practice ground. And we have heard Neeraj Chopra coming then and giving a press conference on the facility, and we have heard from the national and the international stars as well from para athletics, praising the effort that the federation and the JLN Stadium provided to the athletes. And such infrastructure are the need of the hour, because when we have seen such conditions before, that when the athlete goes abroad and practices on international top turfs, they do get a bit of difference than what they get used to get in the domestic conditions, and that impacted their performance as well. Now, when you get such top quality tracks on your home soil, it actually helps them to get their game up to the international standards, and which will obviously have a positive impact, giving the Commonwealth Games and Asian Games coming up soon in a few months. And of course, as you mentioned the names, I was really happy to see Hima Das making a comeback. Animesh is the star boy of Indian athletics right now. We have seen him perform well internationally as well. But the most important part has been that the athletes are in India are now getting that top kind of facilities that to train for. But we have seen from your coverage, but you were there, you Abhishek were there on ground zero. Why don't you share a bit of more experience, how you saw the atmosphere, whether people or not, your take on the tournament?
You know what happened yesterday? You ahead of Animesh's race. Suddenly there was a lot of halchal in the stadium, and uh, all of the crowd started coming to the front of the stadium because there was a decent crowd there, and everyone came out. Anyone who was sitting inside the stadium, everyone started coming out. And for a second, I was like, "What is going on?" No one was this excited 10, 20 minutes ago, an hour ago. But of course, quickly I realized, I saw the sheet and I was like, it's Animesh Kujur's event next. So that's why everyone's out. And
Just imagine,
suddenly, huh?
just imagine what impact the boy have already
Exactly.
gained.
Exactly. And all of the media was out. Everyone wanted Animesh's bite. So it really tells you that he's bringing a lot of attention to Indian athletics, and good on him. That's we need someone like a Neeraj Chopra. We need someone like an Animesh Kuju to get the crowd going as well. But Abhishek, you also spoke to a lot of athletes there. What was your highlight of the athletic series?
I think we are praising animes a lot, but we must not forget Lalu Boy. He's really he doesn't have that standards. I mean, when it comes to height, he's not that tall. But still, that he matched animes Kujur. He finished with the same timing, 10.28. There was a difference in the some hundreds of second, but still, if you go by the timing, was 10.28, 10.28, and Lalu is really doing good. Right now, he's one of the part of the India's 4 into 100-meter relay team as well as the mixed team as well. Uh, this lad is really going good, and he's going to be one of the future star in the 100-meter athletics as well. And he's matching animes in state meet and national meet, and anywhere he gets the chance. Gurbinder B is also there. Most of the athlete, what I observed, talking behind the camera, it was more about the participation than coming here and performing. They just wanted to understand that how Mondo tracks work in India, and it's more about the participation because AFI has new standards this time. If you want to participate in the Federation Cup, that is the key for the Commonwealth Games. You at least participate in two athletic series, and that is why this year the athletic series was launched to make sure that at the top athlete do not miss the action. Sometimes what happens is they directly enter to the biggest stage, but before that the athletic federation also want to test them well before anything big. So that was some experience. I was talking to Sachin Yadav, talked to Rohit Yadav as well, that who plays the javelin sport. Yesterday he beat Sachin Yadav. uh, he was like that, inside this Mondo track, there was something like it's a closed stadium, though. So the javelin was not floating well in the air when they all were trying. That is why you just go and see the results. It was like 82, 81. And that was one such reason because there's a closed stadium and there was a crosshair, uh, that is why it's not floating much in the air. And Sachin also pointed out the same thing. And he said that, I don't want to waste much of my energy. Here, just I wanted in the first three throws, the body wasn't open. There was like it was not warmed up properly. But in the last three throws, I tried well. And in the fifth throw, Sachin came back because before the fifth throw, he was like he was showing sub 80, and that was the fifth throw that took Sachin on the second spot. So it was more about like preparation for the federation game. It is more about the participation than anything else because Federation Cup is important if you are looking to the CWG or Asian Games.
Bharat, final thoughts on overall performance of Indian athletes in the series, in the event?
Yeah, obviously, you all have already added enough points about these athletes. Just want to add one point about Animesh Kujurshi. I took his interview last year, but what really impressed me was the kind of work ethic he seems to have, because this interview was supposed to go at around 4:30. It was extended to 5:30. The agent said he's still training. At 6 o'clock, he was still training. And at 6 p.m., when I took his interview, he was still breathless, must have trained for long hours. So I think he's someone who's very much a hardworking guy, hardworking boy, and that's what is showing up in terms of his performances. The same thing can be said about others as well. And yes, it's good to see Hima Das making a comeback. Hopefully, it will be a successful comeback for her.
Point I just want to add, because Animes has recently, came back to his old block. He recently changed his block. So before that, it was like he gets slowed down in the first 40 meter, and also at the indoor championship, that is where he was like he ran before the sound of gun, and that is why it was marked as did not start it well. But now yesterday I was talking to Martino and I said that the once again looking for the old block and is really working well. So now he's got monkey on the back, monkey off the back. And Hima Dasya, you mentioned that he's coming to the 400-meter circuit after 6 long years. Last race, she ran, that was interstate Panchkula, that was 200-meter. And after that, she had some whereabouts failures, also injuries and surgeries. Now she is back, but she's not in good rhythm also. Just look at her record herself, like 50.92 if I'm not, and she was shy of 7 seconds of her own record. So clear off. So that is the problem with Hima, that she is still looking to gain the rhythm, and not sure that how she will do, but hope she does better in future. One of the standout athletes for me was the Vishal TK yesterday. He clocked the sub 46 timing once again, and it's a ritual for him. It's a new normal for him, the way he's clocking sub 46, because before Vishal, it was not normal for the athlete. Whenever someone clocks sub 46, we used to praise like this guy, clocks the sub 46. Rajesh Ramesh used to do consistently, but Vishal is like he's shown the regularity. And then yes, in this year alone, he clocked sub 46 thrice, and that is good thing looking at 400-meter athletics as well, because the way India has performed in the Budapest, now we are looking at the world relays which in
Yeah.
Botswana. It's a good sign. And yesterday also, apart from Vishal, there were two other athletes, Vikrant Panchal and Dharamveer. They also clocked up 46. So now India is improving in 400-meter quarter miler, are doing well. Their best. That is the one of the plus point. And I'm really, interested to see that how the Indian quarter miler team, the 4x400 team, is going to perform at uh, the relays.
Can I
Okay.
just add
Thank you so much.
one point? Our Abhishek
And then
Mishra,
we'll
I
close
think,
the
is
show.
encyclopedia of athletics. That's all I can tell. Every single time I have some doubts, I would go to our Abhishek Mishra, because I think it's the encyclopedia.
He
Okay,
do
The
follow
you
even the
are
grassroots
already.
tournaments as well.
Uh, I'm still learning from me. Last year he decoded Jyoti and animes really well.
Absolutely. And on that note, because Abhishek mentioned Martin Owens, we have an exclusive video with him. So we're going to play that for you before we close the show. He is the head of Reliance Foundation, Odisha Reliance Foundation, and he is the wind behind a lot of these athletes. And he's preparing them ahead of the Commonwealth Games and the Asian Games as well. So thank you so much. At 5 p.m., we'll be back with the Vishal TK exclusive interview. So don't forget to join us then. Till then, stay tuned. Here's Martin Owens for you.
1.28 Tamil Arasu and Animes. A good, can't say the opening the outdoor season, but it's still a, great start.
Well, Tamil's in good shape. We ran 20.23. I thought if any threat was going to come from him, and then Guru obviously won the indoors. But no, so it was never an easy race. Animes obviously got that false start a little bit in his head. He's got that monkey off his back now. He's sat there a little bit in the blocks a little bit too long. We'll get the technical data later. And his top end speed's pretty much there, but his times he's been running in training are very, very quick. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, Animes also, mentioned about the changing the block, because the block in the indoor that costed him race. So he said that, we discussed with the coach and changed the block. That what was especially, technically, if you want to, discuss.
A bit of confusion actually in communication. So Animesh changed the blocks just before the indoors. And he moved from what we'd been doing, so what was successful for all last year, because he misunderstood one of the things I said to him. And it put him in an uncomfortable position. He couldn't hold it for that length of hold. So we just moved it back to where it was. And it's been fine. It's been fine.